Hello. Yeah, it was a long weekend, but I had an awesome time. It was awesome seeing all my family, some I hadn't seen in a while. And it's just always a good time, to hold on. Okay, I'm back. It's always a good time to see your family and everything and get caught up and be able to celebrate, one another. And okay, let me tell you right now, I haven't ate. Yesterday I tried to eat. I was hanging over. I ain't gonna lie, I was hanging over. I'm trying to get lit. I don't know what this is, but it sounded real good. It's fried eggs with taco meat and cheese and Tabasco sauce. So, because like I said, kind of like a hangover food or whatever. You ain't young as you used to be whenever, you party. And then it takes 2 days to recuperate. Ugh, y'all just don't even know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pray, and then I'm going to get it in because I'm hungry. God is great. God is good. Let us take it for food by his hands. We are fed. Thank you for daily bread. Amen. Eat. Y'all, I'm telling you, though, I had an awesome time. Awesome, awesome, awesome time. I mean, it was like, everybody was there. Everybody was feeling good. Not like me, but, I mean, it was just a celebration. It was just a celebration. And like I said, I just kind of made this up because I needed like some hangover food. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. I hope y'all had an awesome weekend. I know I did. Got sweet tea. It's morning time, y'all. But y'all didn't want to see what I look like this morning, so I had to put some makeup on for you. I won't scare nobody. mm. These recoup days, boy. I have your butt waking up talking about what day is it? Mm. I'm gonna tell you. So we're down there, and they're having an awesome time. And got to see some of my good friends. Hi, girls. My Kata. Here, Kata. There you go. But um I got a quick story. So as we were traveling, I thought of a story that a friend of mine told me when she was traveling one time. So I already, had asked her if I could tell that story because it was kind of, whenever you listen to the story or you hear it or whatever, whenever you're sitting in the comfort of your own home, it doesn't really like hit you that maybe that could happen to me too, or, maybe that's happened more than not, to other people who travel all the time. Maybe they might see somebody on the road and they don't even realize that, that they're, what I guess you'd say, not really there, or maybe it's a ghost or whatever. So, anywho, the story I'm going to tell you is about my two friends. They're sisters. And they were traveling from Houston to Oklahoma City, where they lived. Well, one sister didn't drink. So she was a driver, obviously. The other sister did drink. So they're living in Houston. And so she said, she said that was 6 points. This before Oklahoma got switched over. And so we was only at 3 points. So she grabbed her a couple of cases, she said, and started sipping on one as they were leaving Houston. And she said, on the drive down, she said they got, I can't remember. I know she said it was like just a highway part. All highway. And she seen a woman. She said it was a woman, had dark hair. And she was, while they was coming towards Oklahoma, so going north on the highway somewhere there, she said that she seen a woman. And she had her head turned like this, and so she had her thumb out. She was thumbing it. Back in those days, she said, that was okay for you to do because, you're gonna chance it. If you're gonna chance it like that, then you have to understand. There's some things that might happen that that. But anywho, at that time, back in that time, she said it was acceptable for people to thumb it on the highways and stuff. So she said her sister was like, her sister don't trust nobody, So she was like, I ain't stopping. I don't know her. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know what, Nope. She said, and no, we're not picking her up. And so my other friend, she was like, what if that was me? She said, well, that ain't you. You're in the car, so hush. So they continue to travel. And I gotta give them names. So, okay, the driver, she's sober, so we'll call her Dee Dee. Passenger, my friend, I'll call her, because she's cool, I'll call her Wendy. So, Wendy was like, she said, that they listen to music, talking and laughing and just traveling. They're not in a hurry, It's like a Sunday, so they're not in a hurry to get home. So they just kind of taking their time. She said, we were just cruising, taking our time. So, mind you, my friends are older women. So this might have been, I think she said like back in the 90s or something. So even then though, they was a little bit older. They might have been about 20, 30 years old in the 90s. So anyways, as they're coming down the road, she said that she remembers seeing that woman, and it was kind of early. She said it was probably about noon whenever they left. So it's probably about 1 or 2 when they seen that woman on the highway. And it was hot. I know it was the summertime too, because she said she had the windows up. They had the air going. And they was like, she said, when we get on this highway, she said, we'll go ahead and turn the air off and open the windows, for a little bit if it's not too bad. So they said, okay. So they took the windows down, right? And they're probably about a good hour or two, maybe even 3 hours, 2-3 hours into their ride, when Dee Dee, the driver, was like, hey, look up there, look. And so Wendy turned around, she looked out the window, and that woman that they had seen an hour or two back there, she was ahead of them, and she had her thumb out again. And they're like, what the heck? Where'd she come from? Because, as she said, now, I could have understood if she was going to be in front of us, ahead of us, if we had stopped and used the bathroom, stopped at the store. She said, but we didn't. She said, we had everything we needed. She said, if we needed to stop, she said, I'm country as hell. I get out and use it. And she said, so we wouldn't even stop at no store anyway. She said, so I didn't understand how this woman got in front of us. I said, well, you never know. So, your sister, like you said, y'all was probably just chilling, cruising, and somebody picked her up and made it in front of y'all or something. I don't know. And so she was like, well, she said, that's kind of what we was thinking too at first. I was like, oh, shoot. She said, yeah. She said, so we keep going down the road. She said, and, we're both kind of just sitting there like, how did that even happen, though? I mean, she said, it was a Sunday, so there weren't too many cars on the highway. Not the way they was going either. So she's like, I wonder, that's weird. How the heck did she get in front of us, though, So, her and her sister just kept on, what can you do? So she said, I ain't picking her up now. I definitely ain't picking her up now. So, that was good. So she said that continue on. And, they go down, stay on the same highway. Heading on. About another hour down the road. She said, I'll be damned if that woman wasn't standing there. She said she was standing there with her thumb out. She said, and whenever I try to look at her in the rear view mirror, she said her head was turned like this, so I couldn't see her face. I couldn't see her face to, recognize her or anything. She said, but she was wearing the same clothes. Oh, I got my PJs on, y'all. It's morning, y'all. It's early. She said, but she had the same clothes on. It was her. She said, I know it was her. She said, but she would just happen to be in a different spot in front of us again. So she said, by this time they had already passed the Oklahoma and Texas line. So they're in Oklahoma now. So she was like, man, that's crazy. She was like, there ain't no way that this woman could have got in front of us. Well, there's different directions that you can take to get to Oklahoma City. And, like say you got to turn this way to go see something. You got to go over here, go do something or whatever. Then, there's different ways. But the most straight way is, what is that? The turnpike. 75, Highway 75. So, anywho, so they're on that highway. Now, you will come across the tolls on that line, on that road and everything. And, and back at that time, though, the roads are small. They hadn't worked on the roads yet, so they were kind of small. And there wasn't there weren't any stores like the McDonald's and all that stuff that they got there now on the highway, on the main highway. So she said, okay, so now she's paying attention. She said, now there is no way that woman could have got in front of them as quick. So they're like really tripping out. Well, she said she is. She said, I know I was over there tripping out. She said, I know I was acting up. She said, because there ain't no way that woman could have made it in front of us. She said, I just told my sister, I just told Dee Dee, hey, if she gets in front of us again, we're going to have to stop. And her sister, no, we ain't. I ain't stopping. She said, but maybe she wants to tell us something, or, because she can't keep getting in front of us. So now, at this point, I'm like, if she gets in front of y'all again, I mean, it just didn't sound realistic, Now, 2-3 times, okay. But over and over, about 6 or 7 times, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Because there wasn't no cell phones neither. So, what you gonna do? So, she said they kept on going. This time, she said it started getting dark. And her sister was like, man, you know what? She said, we can go see so-and-so if you want to. And she was like, no. She said, no, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get what we need to get to. Because I'm afraid, we'll run into this woman again. And she might just jump in a dang car or something this time, She said, so I kind of she said, I wanted to get where we was going. And I said, yeah, I understand. I would have wanted to do that too. Because if not, you have a better chance of seeing this woman at nighttime too. That's the craziest part. But anywho's, so they was going. And then she said, right before they came to the last toll, where now you're fixing to start hitting cities more and more regular, Of course, they did have one more highway to get on, but she said at that main highway where it turns to Indian Nations Turnpike and stuff, and Highway 75 and Indian Nations Turnpike. She said they had to go around on that bridge and then go across, and then that take them straight to Oklahoma City. So she said they was getting up there. She said, and whenever as they was coming around that bridge, she said her sister happened to look down. You know, I guess she was looking for her by this time. She was looking for that woman. I guess she just happened to turn around, look down. She said that she seen that woman walking on that road, like where the road they just got off of. There's a bridge that goes under, and like I said, and to go to Oklahoma City, you go up, kind of make like a turn and get on the highway. Well, the other highway, Highway 75, takes you straight to Tulsa. So it was straight. So they had to go over that bridge. But she said when she was going, she said she looked down and that woman was walking. They didn't see her at all. But the sister seen her as they were getting on to Indian Nations Turnpike to go to Oklahoma City. She said, man, she said she gunned it after that. She said, Her sister was like, look, look, look. And so they did kind of slow down. She said, and it looked like that woman was moving at a fast pace. I mean, not running, but she was moving at a fast pace. But still, you know, there wasn't no way that woman could have been right there that whole time and them not see her. You know, so it was like, man, that was crazy, you know. So they went ahead and made it. They made it to Oklahoma City with no more issues. They didn't see that woman again no more or nothing. But she did say though, you know, that it just felt funny. Like whenever they would go past a woman or whatever, it would feel like dread, like they was scared. You know, you know that dreadful feeling, like, oh man, you know, like whenever you party too hard, knowing you should have been home, and you didn't go home when you were supposed to, so you know, okay, now I got to go home today, no matter what. So you're like, oh man, what I'm about to get into, you know, what about to happen? So, but that was that story. So, as we're traveling, I'm thinking of that story in my head. I'm like, man, I don't know what made me think of that. Cause I don't sit there and just think about stuff like that, especially when I'm on the road too. So I was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, I gave them different names. So I gave them different names. And as we, you know, we were talking about that, and I was like, I'm gonna tell one of his stories. No, yeah. All right. So a long time ago, um, he was a child, you know, at home, and him and his sister shared a room. You know, they were little guys then, so that was okay. They had two little beds in their room, whatever. And he said his mom and dad were in the living room. That light was on in the hallway or something, so you can see into their room. He said he was laying there, his twin size bed, and he something woke him up. And so he turned over and he's looking and he thought he seen his sister in the floor playing with some cars or something. And she had her back to him. And she was sitting there and she was playing, and he was like, hey, you better lay down. You know, mom and dad gonna get you if they catch you up. You better lay down. You ain't gonna get me in trouble. You know, just trying to make her lay back down, whatever. And she didn't say nothing. And he called her by her name. He said, hey. And then he said, he called her by her name. Sister, you know. And she said it kind of just stopped. And he said she just stopped and she just sat there. And then his sister turned over in her bed. She was like, what? And he was like, who is that? Covered up his head and stuff, you know, and was scared. So yeah, I was thinking about that one too. And I was like, I'm going to tell that story too. I know y'all probably want to hear it. But, that ain't the only story. He's got some crazy stories. Mm. But this video is 20 minutes long. I was hungry, y'all. I'm sorry. I couldn't even eat this little bit up, but recuperating. Can't do it like I used to. Um, but I'm gonna end it on that note. I'm glad y'all got to see me. I'm glad y'all stopped by to visit with me for a minute. I'm so glad, y'all. I'm home. I just want to lay down, take this medicine, and get back to normal. Acting young. Well, thank y'all for stopping by again. I'm so glad y'all stopped by to visit me. I got some more. I'm going to do another story for you tomorrow. I'll be feeling a lot better. I'll make sure I eat my food up. So, you know, whenever you're sick, you just... I feel better though. I mean, already I feel a lot better than what I was feeling earlier. I thought I was a bit shaky, you know. But I sure appreciate y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get on up out of here. Love y'all. Peace out, deuces. If you like this story, please leave me a comment. Let me know that you enjoy it too. Like I said, don't come for me too horribly, because I done told y'all I'm sick and I was starving. You know how you go to cook and your eyes are bigger than your belly? Well, that's what happened to me today. But anywho, like I said, I will be back tomorrow with another video. And I will make it a little bit more enjoyable. And I will make sure I eat my food up. Tell them. Sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. All right, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace out. Laters.